we'll start with Logan because, quite frankly, he wouldn't want us to have any other way. And also because he's the patriarch of the family. He's the main, breadwinner, the greatest provider. And he sets the tone for the family dynamic, being the most powerful one in it. Logan is the classic narcissistic parent. Now, what does this mean? The narcissistic parent sees their family and their children as a means to an end and as tools to accomplish their wants, their desires, and their needs. No one can argue that Logan sees his children through this lens. Each child has a function to the business, and each child, more importantly, has a function to Logan. Now, the narcissistic parent also rules with fear, with a very authoritarian kind of approach to the family. And we see this as well with Logan as he exerts power over each individual sibling, and also as he pits them together in this competitive way of, who's going to be quote unquote king potato, who's going to wind up on top, who's going to be CEO. Logan loves his kids in his own way of, his narcissistic way of loving them, which is essentially using them or seeing them as tools. And that's kind of his love language, is incorporating them into the business, but also in dismissing them when they don't meet his needs. And that's a really important part of their familial dynamic and their parent-child relationships and those dyads that we see throughout the show. Logan is very dismissive whenever a child does not live up to his expectations, needs, or desires. Not just dismissive, but humiliating, berating, violent sometimes. And so Logan's worldview really sets the stage for the family dynamic and how the siblings interact with him and with themselves, their own identities, and with each other. Kendall is a very interesting character. We cannot pass over the fact that he is an addict, and there's a very important and very real reason tied to Logan and his family as to why he is an addict. So Kendall is not technically the firstborn son. Connor's the firstborn son. But Kendall is the first one who really had the expectation hoist upon him by Logan when he was a toddler, brought him into the Candy Kitchen and said, one day this will all be yours, all these businesses, this empire, you're the successor. And Logan essentially threw this onto Kendall's identity when he was 5 or 7 years old. There's a scene in the series where Kendall talks about it in the Candy Kitchen, probably in one of their vacation homes, where Logan said, one day this will all be yours. So because of that defining moment in Kendall's life, Kendall was never really allowed or never really given the opportunity to look at his own identity or